And this
Hi.
week we have some exciting news.
Exciting news.
We have a merch.
We have merch.
A merch. Well, two merches. Oh,
Two merches. A pair of merch. We have a pair of merch.
A pair of merch.
Band for Life, which is the name of the channel that you are currently listening to / watching.
Yeah, we say merch. We've only got two videos. One is for you. Two t-shirts. One is for you and one is for me.
Yes, but if anybody wants to buy one, please feel free to contact us, and we will send you one for the exchange of monies.
All the monies.
Monies. We also have this. Look, ta-da!
Granger sounds good.
New boom arm stand thingy. At the rate that we're going with the gear, by the end of this year, we might actually have an actual setup.
Yeah, we might have an actual setup.
I know. Now,
okay, so what are we talking about this week?
This week is the start of a mini-series that is all about starting a band and why you should start a band, and then a few little hints and tips along the way. We're going to touch on rehearsals. We're going to touch on gigs and finding gigs. We're going to touch on reasons to start a band. We're going to talk all about the beginnings of a band over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and we're going to kind of touch on as well a big thing for me, especially when I worked in a venue for so long, was band etiquette. How to actually act and be at a gig without making yourself look like a bit of a tool.
It is a thing. We'll probably do an entire episode on that because that is a thing, and it is
definitely.
It can kill your gigging career if you fuck that up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. So, saying that, this video is 4 reasons why you should start a band. Pete, what's our first reason?
Reason number 1 for me, quite a big one at the moment, especially with lockdown and corona and all the stress of life at the minute, is the mental aspect of being in a band. I personally feel like it gives me an outlet and where a couple of hours where I can just pretend that I'm not a parent and I'm not 31 and I don't have a job, and I can just enjoy myself and just kind of get out of that headspace. And almost every single time I go to a rehearsal, it's just like a weight is just lifted. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do know what you mean. I think that it's a really good point. I think that it's really important, especially nowadays, and it is an outlet because everyone has, so to speak, a vice, so to speak. And like, if being in a band is your only vice, then I feel like you're doing pretty well. You know?
Yeah.
Apart from when it goes like you and you just buy gear on a regular basis that you have no money left because you just buy pedals left, right, and center. But we won't mention that. Or guitars.
I haven't bought any pedals for ages.
It's an addiction.
I haven't bought any pedals for ages.
It's an addiction.
I can't remember the last time I bought a pedal. Anyway.
Yeah, I think the weight thing is definitely true. I think that being in a band is really good. It can be really good for your mental health because you can get a sense of achievement from it. You go and you maybe you learn a song, or you play a new song, or you write a new song, and you take it to the band for the first time, and then it becomes this living creature almost. It's like it started as something that was in your head or on your hands, and then it becomes something. I think that
a big thing for me was the first time when we were in rehearsal. It was obviously with you. And I felt like we actually made music, not just a noise. And like,
just noise.
The first, it's gotten better as time's gone on. But like the first little bit with any band, like while you're all trying to still work each other out and kind of get a grip of how each other plays and all that kind of thing. I feel like you just end up making a bunch of out of time. All your levels are wrong. It's just a din of noise. And then eventually everyone kind of susses each other out, and you kind of start clicking back in then. That for me was massive, when like the sense of achievement from actually making music with other people, not just on your own playing with a CD or whatever at home.
Yeah. I agree, but at the same time, I think sometimes just the din of like the hum of noise can be a good thing. When we started, or at least I know that I felt like this when I started, even though I was a terrible singer at the time, looking back now, it was really bad. It was like, I don't know, like if scarecrows made noises, I would be making that noise. That's what it would sound like, you know. But I still enjoyed it then, even when it was like that, you know? Like,
it was still, massive. And it used to be, because I think we used to rehearse on like a Thursday or a Friday night after school. And it was like the highlight of my week. It's still one of the highlights of my week, going to band.
Yeah. It's like when people go to the pub on the weekend and they go out and do something on the weekend. That is sometimes like, especially when band is normally midweek, which is so nice, have on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Sometimes it can be a nice kind of break up to the week, you know? Yeah. That's how I feel about it. People might feel differently. Some people might prefer it on the weekends because it's the fun time of the weekend. But anyway, so that is reason number one.
Okay.
Reason number... Anything else to say on that?
No.
Reason number two. I kind of pushed on this one, is it's incredibly social, okay? And it can really improve your social skills as well. So not just from a kind of being in the band together with people, but if you are socially shy, like I used to be, being in a band...
to be fair.
Yeah, but being in a band can really kind of elevate that, because people will come to you and speak to you anyway. Like, it will happen. People will come and speak to you. They'll speak to you about the music, speak to you about what music you're into, speak to you about how good the gig was, speak to you about whatever to do with the gig.
People will tell you how bad it was.
All the time, yeah, exactly. especially if you're a young person. But you can do this at any age, you know. You can do this at any age, and people will come and speak to you about music. Generally, they'll come and speak to you about something. So that'll improve your social skills, because you'll be forced to speak to people, but in a nice environment, you know, not just like forcing it. They'll kind of, yeah.
Also, you're forgetting about the whole fact of that you make, you know, 3, 4, 5 new friends, if they're not people that you don't know already, and you do kind of become a bit of a family in a band. Like, we used to go on holiday together and stuff.
Yeah, we did.
For like a week at a time. We used to go camping every year.
Some of those stories will probably come out in the future.
Yeah, no doubt at all. But like, even now, like, I feel like, you know, well, like, obviously you get like a band WhatsApp group going and all that kind of thing. Sometimes I feel like I've got 10 girlfriends, like trying to keep them all happy and you know, and satisfied with each other, and you know what I mean. But most of the time it's just, you get great banter going, and you kind of get that kind of brothers and sisters in arms kind of camaraderie.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, we've had a lot of that, I reckon, over the years. Saying that, there are also the opposite spectrum of it. You can have massive fallouts. And I think that is because it is like a family. So, like, the way that families have a huge falls. And, yeah, you know what? You'll probably be in a band where band members chop and change. I don't know many bands, personally, where members haven't chopped and changed. You know, it probably will happen.
No, it happens all the time.
It can be like a frigging breakup, because... Like, say your guitarist leaves or your drummer leaves or something, you've got to find somebody to replace that hole. Like, and it takes time to somebody to come in and learn the stuff.
Yeah.
So it is like a family. I mean, like, also like a relationship.
if you do ever get lucky enough to go on tour and things, like, they do become your family. You're with them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
So you have to learn to not
living on a bus together. Like, you know, if you're doing a proper tour.
Yeah.
You know, unless you get seriously famous, and then you all just buy a private jet each and just don't speak to each other.
So that is reason 2. If you want to join a band, you get that brotherly camaraderie, or sisterly, and also it's very social from being inside the band and meeting people at gigs and things.
Oh, yeah.
Reason number 3.
Reason number 3.
Reason number 3. You're learning transferable skills. I think that being on a stage is such a brave thing to do, because you are putting yourself there and you are literally saying, okay, when your band is on stage, it is look at us. Not in a look at us kind of way, not in a vain way, but when you go on a stage, you are on a stage. The whole point in a stage is that you are doing a show and people are going to watch you.
You become the focal point of the room.
You are the focal point. Exactly. That's you should have said that at the start. That's just explained what I was trying to say. Yeah. So so if you're a shy person or you don't have those kind of skills, you can take those skills further in life, because you might end up with a job in the future where you have to do presentations. And you think, oh well, I've been in front of people before. If I can do that, I can do this. So you learn those skills.
Like, when I was in uni, I used to have to do presentations and things. And, you got to get up in front of people and do your
spiel,
whatever your presentations on. Or like even
business,
even like job interviews. If something goes horribly wrong on stage, you have to think fast on your feet and get it fixed without anyone even noticing. Or, you've got to get it sorted as quick as humanly possible. So you've got to develop them skills to be able to problem solve like that.
Yeah.
At the drop of a hat.
Exactly. Things happen, and it happens, and you've got to not panic. The show has to just go on. Best thing I find in that situation, if something does go wrong on stage, is laugh about it on stage, or either pretend like it didn't happen and just kind of carry on. Like, don't be like, oh my God, what do I do? I can't, we can't carry on. No. You either carry on about it, or if it's like, oh, your leads come out your guitar, or you've got to quickly bend down and plug it back in, I'm always like, oh, never mind, eh? Because then it's not like you're not drawing the attention to negativity of like, oh my God, something's gone wrong, everyone's going to see, and now I'm panicking. And when you start doing that, people are looking at, oh, he looks like he's flustering. Whereas they feel like, oh, damn it. People are, it fell out, never mind. Because they'll get the same vibe back. It's energy,
There's very little mistakes and things that actually happen on stage that the audience will notice.
That's true.
Especially if you're an originals band.
Yeah.
Like, people don't necessarily know your songs inside and out. I mean, wonderful if they do. But people don't necessarily know your stuff inside out. So if you've hit a bum note, it's not necessarily immediately obvious to the audience. So you just don't worry about it. Just keep a straight face and crack on.
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't stop one bum note or something.
You just give your bass player a dirty look and blame it on them.
That also works, sometimes. Turn around to the drummer and start rocking out for a second, just to let the moment pass. Give it 10 seconds, turn around, and you're just you're back in the room. One other thing on this one I wanted to mention is hand-eye coordination. Very good for that as well. Especially if you're a drummer, but also a guitar as well. If you are playing any kind of instrument, or keyboard as well, or anything. Anything pretty much, actually, thinking about it. So, transferable skills. And our final reason why. There are many reasons, obviously, other than these 4. These are just mine and Pete's kind of top 4. Should we say it at the same time, this one?
No.
Should we just say it at the same time? After 4? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Gigging is...
Gigging is really fun.
Gigging is really fun.
Gigging is what I live for normally, and I've seriously missed it. And I think there will not be a single musician in the world at the moment who did not or is not seriously missing getting up on stage. Yeah. I think it's a fundamental part of who I am.
It's at your core. I'm made out of 99% music notes.
Yes, I'm not a particularly outgoing person. Like, I struggle at parties. I struggle if I don't know anyone in the room. I tend to just withdraw into myself. But unless I'm hammered.
I was just going to say, I've been to some parties with you where you've not struggled to get talking to nobody.
But when you get on stage, it's like peacock time. It's like... That's a thing! Peacock! Like, you you're the man. You're there. You're like, it's amazing.
Yeah, you're the star of the show. I think it's the same. It's the same appeal to people who do karaoke a lot, right? And there's people who do karaoke.
Exactly the same as karaoke.
It's exactly the same thing. You are like the star for the day. You know, you're like the star of the show, and you get to show off what you can do and how amazing you are and how talented you are, and people watch you in admiration and come up to you and speak to you and tell you how good you are, and it makes us feel good. It makes us feel good.
It's a real high, especially when you walk off stage.
Dripping sweat.
Sweaty as anything. And you're walking through the crowd and you got people patting you on the back and shaking your hand and saying, amazing gig that, really well done, blah, 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 blah. That is the shit. That is what I live for. That is amazing.
That is passion right there, ladies and gentlemen.
It is. That's why I've spent thousands of pounds on gear. It's why I've spent hours and hours sat practicing. It is.
Thousands on rehearsal spaces.
Yeah. I think it becomes, if it's not already, I think it becomes a fundamental part of you.
Yeah, it does if you continue with it and you enjoy it. It's not for everybody, you know?
No, it might not be for you, but that's fine.
And there are loads of other reasons why to start a band that we haven't touched on. There are probably hundreds of reasons to start a band, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. These are just the 4 that we think are very good reasons. And 4 reasons why we think you should start a band just right now. Go learn music. Do now. I couldn't sing. I just wanted to get a girlfriend. I started a band because I wasn't a popular kid and I wanted an outlet. And look at it now. Literally changed my life. Literally changed my life and inadvertently changed your life as well.
Well, it changed my life. It changed my parents' lives. It changed my sister's life. It changed, like, my sister wouldn't. In fact, because of you, my entire existence would not be what it is now. Because of you. And you probably don't even know this, but because of you, that is the point in my life where everything switched to lead where I am now. And it's all because of you. I wouldn't have my kids. I wouldn't be with Hannah. I wouldn't live in this house. I wouldn't have got the degree I got. I wouldn't be working where I'm working now. None of that would have happened. None of it.
Thanks, dude.
My parents wouldn't have got the pub. My sister wouldn't have met her boyfriend. She wouldn't have had her son. She wouldn't live where she lives now.
That was all from meeting people gigging on the circuit.
No, it's all come from you.
That one day in school when I was like, I'm going to start a band, even though I can't sing or play anything.
All that came from you wanted a girlfriend.
And that is one of the fundamental. I mean, that in itself speaks for the entire video, doesn't it? That if you want a reason to start a band, you'd never know where it could lead to. It could change your entire life. Pete, please send donations too.
No. But yeah, no, honestly, like, the day that you said start a band changed the entire course of my life.
Well,
like, God knows where I'd be now. I could be like an astronaut or a racing driver or,
yeah, unlikely.
I could be single, living in a bin behind Sainsbury's. I don't know.
I live to serve.
Like, the whole thing is just, it is, yeah.
And we're not even in a band with each other anymore. But like you say, it's those chain of events that you just went through there all started because we're in a band, music, and then Ash met Nico in the pub, and then we did more music, and your mum owned a pub, and you met Hannah because you did music technology in university that took you to the job where you met your now fiance from that. You could have gone. You originally wanted to go and do law, I believe, from what I remember in school.
Oh, God.
See, kids, see, music.
I think that's all we got time for this week.
That's all we got time for. Not that you shouldn't go and do law. Right.
All right.
That was amazing, dude. Thank you so much for watching this week. We put videos out every Tuesday and every Friday. Please Please consider subscribing if you've not already. Please feel free to like the video and comment below if you have any comments on the video or any reasons why you've started a band or why you think people should start a band. We love to hear all comments, and we do get back to every single one of you. for now.
We are on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, and Spotify Podcasts,
and all of those places.
All the other podcast places.
Yes.
So come and find us and say hello.
This has been Banned for a Bit. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.